What's up?
What are you doing today?
Checking this to make sure it's correct. Building this, and then I got to build a different one for a big rush.
Oh.
All in.
When you say this, this, and this, they all the same?
No. BMF 105, HPV 105, and the other one is a HPV 105 with a HPF 55 and a gear pump all built into one. Big special Linde tow motor set or pump set.
We have a pressure reducing valve here, old Denison, which is bought out by Parker, R4R series. A pressure reducing valve is what they call normally open. So the valve in its normal state would allow flow from one port to the other. So the way that would happen is the pressure would come in the B port, acts on the spool here, pushes the spool down, and the flow goes out the A port. When the pressure in the A port reaches the setting in the pilot head, it reduces the pressure on top of the poppet, allowing it then to go up and close off, which is the opposite of a relief valve. A relief valve is normally closed. When the pilot valve opens, it then lets flow through. So a reducing valve is backwards of a relief valve. When we were testing this one on the test bench, Damien noticed a kind of squealing noise that was not normal. We also noticed the flow out of the drain port a little excessive. More concerning was the high pitch noise. It seemed to go away, came back. So Damien's going to take the valve apart, and we've actually had it apart once already. In the top pilot head is a pressure compensated flow control, which controls the flow that is seen at the pilot head cone. That flow is supposed to be probably in the 3 to 4 liters per minute range. We're likely going to find that this flow control is seized, sticking, malfunctioning, allowing too much oil to this needle valve, which then causes the squealing, the high-pitched noise. Anytime we have oil going from high pressure to low pressure over an orifice, you get a squeal. A lot of relief valves, when they open up, will make a squealing noise. So we'll let Damien take it apart and we'll show you what's going on. See.
What do you mean all the controls?
Well, what are all these things? Aren't they controls?
No, those are tubes. This is a control.
What about this?
That's a hot oil shuttle.
No, what's this one? Oh, that's a valve?
Somewhat. It's like a check. It's part of the reclamation kit. So it takes oil and distributes it through the bearing to keep the bearing lubed up.
What is this thing?
It's a P14. It's a Gold Cup.
Anything special about it? 'Cause, like, yeah, Aaron said, we don't usually see all those hookups.
Not really. Most of the time they'll take it off. Like this customer didn't take it off, so he put it on the tubing, like when he sent it to us.
Oh,
So it's all damaged. Like it's gonna need a whole new reclamation kit.
What does that do? A reclamation kit.
It pretty much just sends oil into the barrel or bearing.
Do they all have that?
It's like an option.
Oh.
So it depends. If you have an S, sometimes it overheats.
And the S is the hot oil.
S is hot oil, correct.
And what are you doing to it right now? What stage are you on?
Just tear down to inspect it, see what it needs to work again.
Is that like a day job or a couple of days?
Just a day. Shouldn't
Okay.
take that long.
This is an HPV 105. You could tell it's a closed loop because the two ports are the same size. If it was an HPR 105, you'd have the larger suction. Here we're doing a repair on it. We are a Linde service center. A lot of people think of Lifco, they think of Parker, and that's deliberate. We've done that intentionally, but we're actually very big into Linde. We're the largest Linde distributor in North America, and as Linde said, which the Americas, and Linde said, by far. And we have all the parts and units in stock as well.
This is on a combine. I only know that because it came in as a set with the HMP 210-2.
Okay. Sometimes we know what they are because they come covered in whatever they're. Yeah. So one time they came covered in chicken guts because it was in a poultry producer.
Yeah. These are HPR 160D center sections.
So the 160 is a older series. Yeah. So it's the 001 series, and now they're on the 02 series, and they have HPR 165D, I believe, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And so each one of these are the controllers for the front and back pump.
The Denison pressure reducing valve is by far the best pressure reducing valve in the world. And one of the major reasons is this ball bearing sleeve. That keeps the friction or the difference in pressure very minimal. So this valve is to control the pressure on the A port. So this valve can be controlled on that pressure on the A port very accurately. Where a lot of competition, the pressure will fluctuate 200, 300 psi, just because the forces and the spool have to move. With the Parker Denison one, with the bearing surface in there, makes it very free floating. Can we show where that bearing is? You got to take it apart. Oh, there we go.
That's the bearing?
Yep. So that's basically like the suspension on a Cadillac car. It is smooth and glides and rides like a boat. This is the poppet and the seat. This is the pressure compensated flow control. So when we have low pressure in the A port, the oil actually comes up through the spool, out through this hole to the seat and poppet. As the pressure would go up, if we just had that same size hole, we would get more and more oil. And it's not linear. The more, if you double the pressure, you'll get like 4 times the flow through the orifices. So what happens is that pressure is applied onto the end of this spool, and as the pressure increases, it throttles this little hole down. So it pre-cuts the flow back to the pop and the spring, which then gives us a much better control. If we feel this, we can feel the spool sticking. You can see how it's kind of hard to see, but right there it's jumping. It's sticking. That, believe it or not, that small sticking effect will alter the flow through there, which, because this valve is so sensitive, it will just begin to oscillate and make a lot of noise. With the spool sticking, we'll also see a little excessive flow out the Y port. Pretty much at this point, the best thing is to replace the whole pilot head. That'll fix the problem, and we'll know for sure when we retest it.
Yeah, all right.
Working very well.